Hey everybody, welcome back to Model Car Madness. And I got a little bit of work done, not a whole lot. But I did get the Beretta body for Gordy Rivera's Beretta. I did get painted, the blue and the black. This was a lot more difficult than I expected because these decals, they tell you on the sheet that you have to paint the blue, but they don't tell you that it's going to be that hard. If you see here, the blue has to be in those yellow stripes and in here, but it can't be out past it. So what I did is I put this on the printer and made a copy of it, cut them out to, this is the actual decal, but I actually cut them out right to the lines everywhere, and then I taped it on the hood and, you know, taped behind where the stripes would be. And I did the same with the roof and the same with the sides. And on the sides it has this like little arrow type thing, so I actually I missed a little bit there and had to touch it in with a toothpick because when I taped it off, when I sprayed the blue and then taped it off, I kind of didn't have enough blue on it. But I did the same on the stripes up here. So I'm hoping when I get the decals on, everything's going to line up the way it's supposed to. I think it will. But that's the paint job. And while I was the Anglia is coming along with the scratch built tube chassis. I haven't tried to put the body on yet since I put the floor and the roll cage in, so I'm hoping everything still fits. Still not happy with that, but it's way better than the last one was, and I think I just can't build this car because, I mean, I'm going to build it, but the Anglia is giving me trouble all the time. So I'm just going to do the best I can, and I know when I get paint on it, the way it sits, it's sitting really low. It's going to look good sitting on the shelf. I'm not going to turn it over for anybody, so I guess it's not going to matter. And the front end will lift off. And then I started another project in the meantime, and that is going to be Ronnie Sock's Comet Pro Mod. It's a resin body. It's not accurate, so what I did is I cut the grill out and kind of tilted it. The real car, it came to a point out here more, and the spoiler had a little bit of a leading edge in the center, which I don't know if I can't really duplicate it in the grill, so I'm probably just going to leave it the way it is. And I'm going to build the earlier version because the later one had wheel tubs up into here, and I don't want to take a chance on wrecking this body because you couldn't get another one. So again, I'm using the Revell Pro Sportsman chassis. Made a cage. I'm not finished, but I started making a cage, and it fits pretty good. You know, it's not going to hold the windows away or anything. And when I got this stuff out of the box, the hood, when this came with a teardrop, so I cut that out, filled it to make it flat, and whether it was from the super glue, I took it back out, but I had this piece in here. And what happened is the whole thing just kind of sunk down in. So when I put it on the car, it was way down in, way out of shape. You can see how out of shape it is here. So what I did is I made a new hood just out of a flat piece of styrene. And since the real car has it cut like this, I cut it off and glued it in, and it's just gonna be a lift-off hood from this much of it, which is kind of like the real car. And I have a scoop. That's the correct scoop, so that'll go on there. And it's going to be the red, white, and blue version, which had a red chassis or a blue chassis. So I started on the rear suspension and got that painted. Used the same blue that I put on this Beretta. It's the only. I went to the hobby store on Saturday, and I only wasn't thinking about the two cars, so I got mica blue Tamiya, which is a really good blue. It matches both of these things real good. So that's about where I'm at right now, and hopefully we'll have another update in another week or two and have some progress. You know, something, maybe something finished. Here's the chassis for the Beretta is finished. So now that the body's painted, I'm going to let that sit for a day or two, and then I'm going to put the decals on, and then I'll clear it with the urethane clear and make windows, parachute, get the parachute mounted, spoiler. That's right, I forgot to paint the spoiler, but I can do that. It's no problem. It's just black. So hopefully by the next update that car will be finished, and then maybe we'll have something else started. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. And if you got any suggestions or comments or questions, just drop them in below.